Now I'm going to tell you something that's true of everyone, but it's 10 times as true of women, okay? And that is this. If you want to persuade someone of something, you usually don't convince them logically, okay? Most people do not make decisions logically. What they do is they make decisions emotionally, and then they justify them logically. This is why when you go to a store, you see all the little impulse items next to the cash register, because people aren't thinking, gosh, I need that, that's on my grocery list, let me get it. They're thinking, emotionally, that'd be a good experience. Actually, not thinking, they're feeling. Remember, feeling, emotional words. They're feeling that emotionally having that thing would be a good experience, and you just feel an urge to grab it. They grab it, and then they think, you know what? Gum is whatever, or it's only 25 cents, or whatever the fuck rationalization they come up with, okay? So remember that people make decisions emotionally and then justify them logically. And then think that because women express themselves so emotionally, this is probably 10 times as true for them as it is for men. Okay, so what does this all go to? Well, if you want to persuade a girl of something, rather than give her a logical, factual argument of why it's true, which is, by the way, how a lot of guys go through trying to seduce a woman. They go through and they walk up and it's like, here's my resume, and logically, because of my resume, you should like me and date me. That's never going to work. That's never going to work, right? What will work is getting her in a good emotional state of mind, having her make good associations with you, and then once she's decided she wants to sleep with you, she'll be like, he's also a doctor, that's amazing, right? And that's her rationalization. I slept with him because he's a doctor. No, you didn't. You slept with him because he turned you on. You justified it to yourself because he's a doctor. Does that make sense? So think about change her mood, not her mind. This is specifically when you're making the major sale of, I've met you, you don't know me, and I'm going to persuade you to sleep with me, right? Change her mind to a good fundamental state, a state where she's feeling emotions, a state where sexuality is natural, and then let her fill in the rationalizations. And you do want to give her some things to rationalize. This is where value comfort comes in, right? Giving her some things to rationalize helps her to feel a little more comfortable with the fact that she's feeling emotional. So you need to do a little of that. But probably 90%, it's getting her in that emotional state and letting her rationalize it after the fact. So that's what the major sale. Now, second thing is whenever you're getting objections. Girl gives you shit tests, girl doesn't seem willing, ready yet to escalate physically, things like that. Do you want to logically persuade her? Be like, actually, what you're doing is very silly because you've agreed to come on a date with me, and that means this, and so da-da-da-da-da. You may win that logical argument, but she's going to be pissed off at you for winning the logical argument, and she's still not going to do what you want because she's in a bad emotional state. Instead, what you do is don't argue it logically at all. Don't even address that. If you're ever in a logical argument with a girl, you're doing something very, very wrong. Okay? What you want to do instead, just get her in a good mood. Have fun with her. Make it not a big deal, and then let the logic come in after the fact. And you can make a persuasive case in an emotional way rather than a logical one, okay? So change her mood, not her mind. If you're focusing on trying to logically persuade women of things, you're going to be very, very destitute in the sex department.